Shakur Stevenson has turned a few heads in the boxing world after stepping into Jake Paul's training camp, and just weeks before Paul faces Gervonta Tank Davis.
We got Montana Love in. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week.
Shakur Stevenson is a hater. You are a hater. You hate Tank.
Fans didn't expect to see the reigning WBC lightweight champion helping out someone who's about to fight a man he's been chasing for years. But Stevenson made it clear that he's not just there to spar. For him, it's as much about learning from Paul's growing business empire as it is about trading punches. It's a surprising partnership, and one that adds another twist to an already controversial matchup.
How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature-wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Love in. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So just sparring against guys on their level and people who have, been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed and not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that my punches are coming off faster.
Shakur Stevenson trying to get tanked. Oh, it's musty, and I say that respectfully. Jake Paul on the TMZ interview said he's bringing in rock star Shakur Stevenson to help him for Gervonta Tank Davis.
Musty energy.
Now, Shakur Stevenson, get your money, dog. I know Jake paying you about $700,000, possibly $1 million to help.
Musty energy.
I just want you to put hands and feet on him, Shakur. Put hands and feet on him. That's what I want you to do. Put hands and feet on him. I'm for everybody getting paid in regard to sparring. Boots got paid against Canelo. Ray Ford got paid. Get your money. What say you?
The fight between Davis and Paul, set for November 14th at the Kaseya Center in Miami, has been the talk of the boxing world for months. It's being billed as a 10-round exhibition and will stream live on Netflix, following the platform's growing interest in high-profile boxing entertainment. Both fighters will compete under a 195-pound limit, wearing 12-ounce gloves, conditions that already raise plenty of questions given the massive difference in size between them.
If you win the fight versus Tank and you secure my money, I'll do something very nice for you.
Bro, you don't have to do that, bro.
I will.
I just appreciate.
Wait, what do you? I'm gonna ask. What are you making for the fight? What are you and Gervonta making? I'm cheesy. I want to know. I'm weird.
You're pocket watching.
A little bit here. What are you guys making?
What would you get? Like, what do you think?
50 to 100 mil.
You're closer on the first number.
Wow, that's still crazy to me, bro.
People are like 200. It's just like nah. Boxing's not like that anymore.
Damn.
But still, it's a.
Paul, known as the problem child, usually fights around cruiserweight, while Davis reigns as a lightweight, a full 60 pounds lighter in his natural division. The idea of a 135-pound fighter taking on someone closer to 200 pounds has made this event one of the most debated in recent boxing memory. Still, the hype is undeniable. Love it or hate it, everyone's talking about it. Shakur Stevenson's involvement has only added fuel to the fire. He's long targeted Gervonta Davis as a potential opponent, and their matchup has been teased for years, but never materialized. So, when it was revealed that Stevenson had joined Jake Paul's camp, the news immediately stirred drama. Some fans saw it as betrayal, others as strategy. Stevenson, however, explained his move simply. He's taking the chance to gain business insight while sharing his boxing knowledge. It's not about sides, it's about opportunities.
Maybe he'll fight Jake Paul instead. What do you think of that?
I think that's terrible.
Why?
I mean, I get it, because at the end of the day, it's the money business, and you want to make the most money, but from what I'm hearing, he can make more money in a fight with me, and if that's the case, why not fight me?
Sure. Do you think he beats Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah. I mean,
there's a huge size advantage, though.
It is, but I think Tank got the skills to make sure he come out on top.
Do you think that Jake has gone better?
Yeah, I think actually Jake got tremendously better from the time frame that he started till now. And in the right situation, I also could see him become a world champion.
Really?
Yeah.
The WBC lightweight champ last fought in July, beating William Zepeda by unanimous decision in New York. That victory marked the third successful defense of his world title, cementing his dominance at 135 pounds. With that win, Stevenson positioned himself for bigger fights, and rumors suggest that an early 2026 showdown with WBO super lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez could be next. While Stevenson's next career move is shaping up, the world's attention remains locked on the wild clash between Tank and Jake. And now legendary trainer and commentator Teddy Atlas has weighed in with his take. Atlas believes that despite the enormous difference in weight, Davis's power and precision give him a legitimate chance to win. In his view, boxing isn't only about size, it's about skill, timing, and delivery. He admits Jake Paul is the naturally bigger and stronger man, but says the technique often beats muscle. Still, Atlas doesn't completely dismiss Paul's chances either. With the right punch, anyone can end a fight, and Jake has proven that before.
What if Tank Davis, who can punch, who is a hell of a fighter, who is a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter, what if he lands a punch on this bigger guy's chin, right, who's not a professional fighter? What happens? What happens? That's what would sell it. I know what the size difference is what creates the problem.
The upcoming bout might be labeled as an exhibition, but it's anything but casual. The stakes, at least financially, are sky high. For Davis, though, it's a risky move. He's one of the sport's elite, a 3-division world champion known for his explosive power and ring IQ, but he'll be stepping into the ring with someone 8 inches taller and far heavier. It's the kind of matchup that blurs the line between sport and spectacle, a point many purists have been quick to make. One of those critics is Teofimo Lopez, who questioned the purpose of the fight altogether. From his perspective, the bout is less about competition and more about cash. Lopez doesn't think a loss would damage Davis's reputation too much, since it's technically an exhibition, but he sees it as a more driven by money rather than legacy kind of a fight. He's not alone in that opinion.
Tank Jake, what's your thoughts about that fight?
Tank Jake, less than a month away, may the best man lose.
If Tank loses that fight definitively, like if he gets knocked out or Jake really beats him, does that impact his legacy?
Not at all.
No?
No.
So if Jake knocks him out, it means nothing?
No, he'll just impact his bank account. Oh yeah, I think Roach got a bigger chance on beating him or decisively more than Tank did, which will look better and more of a reason to have a rematch with Tank and Roach.
Former UFC champion Daniel Cormier also voiced his frustration, arguing that the event sends the wrong message about boxing's direction. Cormier believes that allowing such extreme mismatches, even with safety measures in place, turns boxing into a show rather than a sport. He respects Jake Paul's hustle and what he's done to draw new highs to boxing, but he feels that pitting a lightweight against a cruiserweight goes too far. For him, it's less about entertainment and more about protecting the credibility of combat sports.
You were yelling so much about him fighting somebody your size. His next opponent is, by far, the most credentialed guy ever fought in his prime. There's one problem. He fights at 135 pounds. He fights at 135.
Of course, not everyone sees it that way. Former heavyweight champion Shannon Briggs, who helped train Jake Paul during the early days of his career, views this matchup as a win for everyone. Briggs has been Paul's one of biggest supporters since day one, always predicting that the YouTube star would shake up the sport. To him, fights like this are what keep boxing relevant in a changing entertainment world. He acknowledges that while traditionalists might scoff, but he sees it as good business. A payday for both fighters and a chance to draw millions of eyeballs back to boxing.
More so Tank Davis being a current active world champion facing Jake Paul. I mean, is it good or bad for the sport?
It's great for boxing. I used to train with Jake Paul. I got those boys started, and I knew then from early on that this was going to be great because they had their own fan base. And look what's happening. Chasing an opportunity to get a huge payday and go back to boxing if he wants, or leave it alone. But it's hard to make money in this business. So many fighters, not enough paydays, and guess what? He's getting a big one.
Even Logan Paul, Jake's older brother, has weighed in, and with a warning. Having faced Floyd Mayweather in 2021, Logan knows firsthand how difficult it can be to fight smaller, more technically skilled opponents. Despite being around 35 pounds heavier than Mayweather at the time, Logan struggled to land clean shots. Realizing that size means little against speed and precision, he's been advising Jake to stay sharp and avoid underestimating Tank's agility. For Logan, the memory of chasing shadows in the ring with Mayweather serves as a reminder that skill can neutralize size in ways casual fans might not expect.
This is a dangerous fight for Jake. Gervonta's technical expertise his speed, his precision, the fact that he's a counter striker are dangerous facts that make me think that Jake's really got to lock in for this one. On the contrary, if Gervonta feels a couple big Jake Paul shots, it's going to be detrimental.
I think this is going to be one of those ones that gets a real good racial split. I think it's going to be some real black first split.
David Benavidez, another top name in the sport, is taking a more balanced view. He expects a chaotic, exciting fight that could end at any moment. He doesn't think the size gap guarantees Jake's victory, not with Davis's power and explosiveness. Benavidez admits he's not usually a fan of exhibition bouts, but he believes this one could actually deliver something special. He predicts that it probably won't go the distance, given both men's styles. In his eyes, the mix of Tank's technical mastery and Jake's raw power makes for the kind of unpredictable clash fans can't help but tune in for.
I'm not trying to disrespect Jake Paul and Tank's fight, but it is what it is. I want to see it. It's a little. It's a trip because Jake Paul, he's a big fighter and he's been getting power. He's been getting stronger and he's been doing what he's supposed to do. He's been improving as a fighter, but Gervonta Davis is Gervonta Davis, and what I like about this fight, that Gervonta Davis, he's a smaller fighter, but he's not a boxer. He's a fucking killer. So it's just I want to see like how he reacts to a punch from Jake, and that's if Jake can even catch him. You know what I mean? But this is gonna be a better exhibition fight because Gervonta is not gonna be running from him. He's gonna be trying to hurt him every single round. So it's gonna be a good fight. But as for the exhibition fights, I'm not thinking about any exhibition fights. I'm thinking about getting these world titles, and then if there's an opportunity, maybe in 5-10 years, and we'll go down that route as well.
Yeah, it's just knowing how long Tank's been in boxing, and like, I know how it is when you guys step in the ring, whether it's an exhibition or not. Like once you get touched, it's like you see red and you're like, okay, let's go. And like that's where I think like he's not.
Sometimes what if there's the only question is what if a flush punch lands from 200? Because Jake is gonna weigh 190, but he's gonna be 210 on a fighter that's 150, 140. You know what I mean? So and there's what is it gonna be 12 rounds?
That I'm not sure. I think it's 10 ounce, but they're trying to lower the glove size. It was 12 ounce gloves. They're trying to lower the gloves to like 8 or 10.
So I mean, if it's 8 ounce gloves, I mean it goes both ways. You know what I mean? Jake Paul, because those 8 ounces are small, bro. They're really small. So we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be a good night of boxing. I mean, it's good for the city of Miami, and then we'll see who's on the undercard. But we ain't hating on it. I mean, it's good for boxing, and hopefully we get a knockout.
Not everyone shares that optimism, though. Eddie Hearn has been openly critical of the whole event. He's baffled that Davis would risk so much by stepping into such a dangerous mismatch while still at the peak of his career. Hearn recalled that there were once talks of Jake Paul fighting someone like Anthony Joshua, a matchup that would have made more sense physically. Instead, Davis, who naturally competes 6 weight classes below, is the one taking the challenge. Hearn can't wrap his head around it. To him, it's a high-risk, low-reward situation for Tank. Even if the money is great, he doesn't see the long-term benefit. In Hearn's eyes, the move feels reckless rather than strategic.
Big news, Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul. Not a real fight, an exhibition fight, November the 15th.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting going from heavyweight to lightweight very quickly. We knew that Jake would potentially take a fight this side of the year. I think I was the first one to say about 3 or 4 months ago that fight was agreed between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. I wasn't expecting it to be announced today, but it is what it is. I'm not, I've had a lot of media asking me my opinion of it today. It is what it is. I think on one side you have to understand the business of it. I hate these exhibitions. I hate these 14-ounce gloves. I don't know what it's going to be, but you've now got Jake, who's a 210, 220 pounder fighting a 135 pounder. Bit weird, but at the same time, I can't be a hypocrite and say, if you're Gervonta Davis and you're being offered 20, 30, 40 million, whatever the number is, and you're getting 7 or 8 to fight Lamont Roach in a 50-50, what are you going to do? I mean, maybe the kid's half checked out of the game anyway, So I think as long as we kind of established it's not boxing and it's just this entertainment thing, then I get it. But I think it probably, a lot of people are saying, do you still want to fight him? Anthony. It's like, we never really say we never really wanted to fight, and we were never really looking for the fight. We were approached about the fight, and we would have said yes. Whether they actually ever wanted to fight him, or whether it was just, you know, for a bit of clout. But if he did want to fight, probably does change things a little bit now, because, you know, if he gets beat up by Gervonta, or I don't know, like, I just don't know what's going to happen. But that's the freakiness of it. So I can't really knock it, but it's just not really for me.
Tim Bradley, on the other hand, takes a softer view. The former world champion and respected commentator thinks Davis might be looking beyond the fight itself. He suggested that this event could be part of a bigger plan, maybe even the start of Davis's farewell run. Bradley speculated that Tank could be thinking about life after boxing, setting up a series of blockbuster events before retirement. He even floated the idea of a final mega fight against Manny Pacquiao, which would be a dream send-off. To Bradley, Davis isn't chasing legacy here, he's securing the kind of paydays that ensure he never has to fight again.
With his kids, hanging out, singing Kumbaya songs. This is it. One of them right here. I think he gonna have two. This is one. The next one gonna be Manny Pacquiao, I think. And then I think that's when he gonna get up and he gonna say, bye boxing, thank you so much. Yup. And guess what? They gonna be, 2 years from now, they gonna be saying, Tank Davis. Do you know who this is? Yeah. This is the Hall of Fame. Yep. Tank Davis getting in the Hall of Fame. I don't give a damn what anybody says.
Meanwhile, Nate Diaz, who shared the ring with Jake Paul back in 2023, kept things simple. Having gone 10 rounds with Paul himself, Diaz doesn't think Tank will be able to hurt Jake much because of the size difference. He admitted that even for him, fighting someone that much smaller wouldn't make sense, but he still sees the appeal. Diaz knows fans love chaos, and this fight has plenty of it. As bizarre as it sounds on paper, he understands why it's capturing attention. To him, it's pure entertainment, the kind that makes people stop scrolling and tune in.
I gotta ask you, Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. Does Davis have a chance?
Gervonta is a great boxer, but he ain't gonna be.
So you got Jake Paul by knockout, or?
No, I don't got anybody, but I don't think.
He's just too small.
It just. I don't want to beat up somebody that small. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think of the fight?
I don't want to lose to somebody that. There's no point in the fight. It's a great fight, actually.
You think
I'm
it's
not
a good
hating
fight?
on the fight, but I think. My thoughts on it is let's watch it, see what happens.
Ryan Garcia said that boxing's turning into WWE.
Yeah,
with that type of matchup. Do you agree? Last thing, White House card, like he said, you want Conor McGregor?
Yeah, but the whole thing's on WWE. So
right.
It's like, at least that's happening and getting something to talk about, something to watch. And I'm looking forward to that fight, actually.
Even UFC President Dana White chimed in, expressing concern about the physical disparity. White, never one to hold back his opinions, questioned whether Davis could realistically overcome such a massive size disadvantage. He acknowledged Davis's skill, speed, and knockout power, but couldn't help but point out that physics might win out this time. His comments reflect the ongoing debate in combat sports, whereas the line between fun spectacle and dangerous mismatch, for many, this fight pushes right up against it.
He's gonna fight Gervonta Davis. It's like when you read what he got. You guys need to fight guys your same size. You know what I mean? When you fought Floyd, you are massive. You're a massive dude. Floyd's tiny. And I'm sure when you were training, you're like, all right, I'm going to hit this guy with a couple punches and grab him, tie him up. And he did hit you with a bomb of an overhand right one time. And you ate it. You ate that punch. And Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than Floyd. But he's too small. I mean, your brother's going to be able to, get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up, but I don't hate your brother.
Then there's Mike Perry, another fighter who knows Jake Paul's power firsthand. Perry, who was stopped by Paul last year, doesn't think Tank has the same hunger he once did. He referenced Davis's recent draw against Lamont Roach as a sign that his motivation might be slipping. Perry respects Tank's ability but suspects he's not as mentally sharp as before. Meanwhile, he sees Jake as a man on a mission, obsessed with proving he belongs among real boxers. Perry believes that if Davis isn't fully focused, Jake might actually shock the world.
Jake is big, Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and you know, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
All of these opinions, from legends, champions, and promoters, paint a wild picture of what's shaping up to be one of the most bizarre but fascinating matchups in recent boxing history. On one side stands Gervonta Davis, a pound-for-pound talent who's made a career out of knocking out bigger men with surgical precision. On the other is Jake Paul, the internet star turned legitimate boxer who spent years defying critics and building his name through spectacle and self-promotion. And now, with Shakur Stevenson stepping into the mix, the lines between rivalry, business, and mentorship are more blurred than ever. Stevenson, for all his focus on future world title fights, has found himself part of the most talked about training camps in the sport, even if just for a few sessions. Whether he's there to sharpen Jake's game or to study him for future reference, it's a move that shows just how interconnected boxing's modern world has become.